Glass. Today in This American Life, we have a story in 3 acts. Moments in life we thought we'd prepare for, but hadn't. Our themes today: lessons learned, dignity lost, and hopefully, wisdom gained. Our first act of the program today takes us to a small town outside Buffalo, New York, and a man named Carlin Jacobs, known to many quite simply as Mr. Jacobs.
There was an air of unease around the corner. As I waited, I was prepared, or so I thought. I had all the supplies I needed. A sharpened Dixon Ticonderoga spear with the size 2 graphite arrowhead fastened to the top. 2 cannons of ink, 1 black, 1 blue, reserved solely for the bravest of enemies to come. Those who used the ink cannons were of another kind. Perfection. Mistake-free. Never need to worry about erasing their past. We referred to this squadron only as the G2 pilots. Your ballpoint. I thought I was ready. I'd been here before, so I manned my station. A sturdy wall of oak with drawers, and then my nameplate fastened to the top. Carlin Jacobs, 4th grade teacher. The bell rung and a sea of satanic 7-year-olds came flooding in the door. Turns out no amount of preparation prepared me for what was to come.
I'm Eric Glass. Have you ever been on a boat? Most of us have. But have you ever been on a boat that capsized? The sensation is so physically jarring, you almost don't even have time to be afraid. Just bewildered. Your senses are heightened, time slows down. Only once the water starts rushing in does the fear itself actually take hold. For Act 2 of our story, we return to Mr. Carlin Jacobs, and the moment his world turned upside down.
The sea of satanic 7-year-olds came flooding into the room. At least that's what I expected. Instead, I was greeted by an almost militant-like line. Imagine, if you will, walking into a Chuck E. Cheese, expecting kid-like chaos, only to see 25 tiny soldiers in uniform. They each wore white tops to show they had no fear of blood. The boys, a navy blue short, and the girls, a sky blue skirt. My brain was rattled with curiosity. I'd never seen kids so uniform. It was paralleled to the Germans in World War I. Right, left, right, each tiny footstep echoing through the halls of Jefferson Elementary. I was afraid. And I watched these kids file in one at a time. They went gently to their assigned seats and sat. It made no sense. And then it all clicked. As the last student filed in, so did Principal Clements. He leaned his head in, looked me in the eyes, and said, "Good luck, partner. Have a good year, students." And he walked away. Once the kids were out from under the watchful eye of Principal Clements, chaos began.
An animal, maybe a pet, go into survival mode. Maybe they got spooked or backed into a corner, and they began to behave in unexpected ways. The fear is so overwhelming, it's like they aren't even your pet anymore. They're just an animal. Survival isn't pretty, but it's necessary. For the final act of our story this week, Act 3, the Battle of Room 305, we leave you once again with Mr. Carlin Jacobs and his tale of survival.
As the door began to close, I could feel the tension swell in the room. A tsunami of destruction was about to be set off by an earthquake of childish fury. I became prepared. The door latched, and suddenly a flurry of college-ruled papyrus leaves came my direction, each one grazing my skin, leaving slight ruffles upon my arm hair. The first wave of attack was kind in comparison to the torture that would come soon, but I'd learned my lesson. I hid behind my sturdy oak desk, and the kids threw them bombarding the backpacks filled with textbooks that felt more like cinder blocks instead of educational material. As I lifted my desk up, one of them bounced off, breaking down the barrier of glass behind me. It was my chance away, my chance to freedom. I would dive through the broken glass pane. As I did, lacerations formed on my body from falling shards of window. I went to crawl through, and the kids pushed me and my sturdy oak desk into the wall. I was trapped, but I was also safe. I was surrounded by sturdy oak. The kids knew if they moved my desk, I would be free to go out the window. I felt calm for once. As I began to settle down, a strange noise occurred. Wood gnashing against snarling mechanical teeth, a grinding like never before. My assumption is the kids found the pencil sharpener. They were readying their weapons. Moments later, a flurry of Dixon Ticonderoga spears came from the north. Pa! 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 On the east, a ramming of wood on wood, desk on desk. It was 20 minutes of pure hell before my desk began to crack. With mere moments left before my safe haven was collapsed upon, I began to carve a goodbye message to my wife in the top side of my desk. Deborah, I love you. As I waited for my life to slip from my hands to the hands of 4 kids, a strange noise occurred. The fire alarm went off. The kids had to make a choice. Take my life and risk theirs, or flee to safety. I waited for what felt like hours under my desk. And suddenly the room grew quiet. I pushed my sturdy yoke away from the wall, climbed up and saw a desecrated classroom, gathered what was left of my things, and walked out of room 305. I walked down the corridors of Jefferson Elementary, got to my car. I got in and drove away. And as I did, one thought echoed through my skull. God bless the faculty, and Godspeed to the substitute.
That was our story this week on This American Life. Next week, tune in for our story on transgendered animals on the eve of reconstructive surgery.